how many of these would you do a day? Like, how many t-shirts could you do in a day?
We've done thousands in a day.
Thousands.
Oh yeah.
With these machines?
Yep, depends. Yeah, depends on how many people we've got working.
Oh,
but,
wow.
Oh yeah.
Just cranking them out. That's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to Spotlight Sioux Falls, where culture meets commerce and the people behind our favorite places get the mic.
We're your hosts, Melissa Goodwin and Steve Schmidt, and we're sitting down with the makers, doers, and dreamers shaping the soul of our city.
From storefronts to side hustles, tattoos to tech startups, we are telling the stories that make Sioux Falls shine.
Because behind every business is a human story, and those stories, they're what make our community feel like home. This is Spotlight Sioux Falls.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
You have branded shirts.
I love it. Our own Spotlight Sioux Falls.
Right?
This is great. I love it. This is so cool. So, and where does this take us? I guess we'll have to find out.
All right, Steve with Spotlight Sioux Falls. Today we are outside of Sioux Falls in T. I'm with Roxie Kelly, owner of Yours on the Spot. Obviously, you're seeing some merchandise. You do a great job of that. Tell everybody exactly how you do what you do.
Gosh, it's been quite a few years, but we go and do pop-up shops at different events, different organizations. We do a lot of bulk orders here. We do a lot of embroidery, a lot of different ways to get your merch branded, whether it's for church, your sporting event, your sports team,
Yeah.
or just for fun.
Yeah, well, it is fun. Your shop is super fun because you can also just come in here and print whatever you would want on the fly, and and you've already got this set up. So I really want to make sure Sioux Falls, like as we go through this episode, you guys are going to see a ton of fun stuff. I want to start with the part that I thought was the coolest about you, and when we got the chance to call you, the part that blew me away. It's the pop-up shop on wheels. You're going to tournaments where kids can now come and print their own stuff. Talk about that, because that's a big part of your business today.
It is. That's kind of where we started, many eons ago, quite a few years now. But it's the kids get to pick out what t-shirt, what sweatshirt they want, what design they want on. They can personalize it. So they get what they want and we'll wear it.
And that's the only way they're going to have it anyways. So I think the nice part is, if I remember being a kid, it's like the big crunchy shirts, or like we didn't have soft things back then.
Yeah.
And like you'd get the shirt and you'd wear it twice, or your mom would make you wear it because she's like, that's part of your clothing attire. I think here, I get the sense that if I'm a kid, I can walk in and almost like get my entire outfit here and sort of do whatever I want with it. Now, when you're at these tournaments, there's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of, I compare it to the customization of your own shoes. If you go to the Nike place online, you got to get what you want. And they're doing this in the event booth. Tell me about that, because everybody's got a different style.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
What's the craziest, call it personal style, or some of the crazier things you've seen done that were really impactful?
We see it all. We see some that just like the very minimal, tone on tone look, where it's a black print on a black shirt, or you can see it, but it's a very subtle look.
Yeah.
And then we also see it where we're decorating every single part of the shirt that you can imagine on some of them. It's like, okay, you can say no, we don't have to do everything, but so yeah, it's crazy how exciting kids are when they decorate. Even adults, it's like they get to do what they want.
Yeah. Now let's go back to the origin of all of this, because this is part of, I think, your mission and what makes Yours on the Spot yours, which is pop-up events, and just this idea of the way that your mind went to work when you thought of opening this was very intentional. Tell me about that process. Walk us back to when this was an idea, and how did you bring it to life?
It all started with that first pop-up shop at a soccer tournament, and giving back to some of that organization, some of those sales, so that they can help other kids be a participant in sports. My kids participated in a lot of different activities, and I just believe that it's so important for kids to be involved in that community. It's going to school is great, but you also learn a lot of other things by doing activities, whether it's sports or music or whatever, but there's a lot of value in those activities. Yeah,
Melissa and I talk a lot when we're talking about kids and our kids, the importance of that, and sometimes we get some pushback. I think, but we mean it, because I think we saw that benefit, and I think today I want to hear your catch on it, because this to me is the evolution of that. You're really saying, for the kids who are doing sporting events, soccer tournaments, or church groups, like they want this experience. You knew that. What market research told you that was the right direction to go?
I think just as being a parent,
The best kind?
it's kind of, it is.
Yeah.
They're involved in, again, at that team aspect, that discipline. Being book smart is great, but you have to learn teamwork. You have to learn that discipline and working toward a goal.
Yeah.
So it's not just about a single thing. You've got to, I don't know, I guess evolve and broad spectrum of life.
Yeah. Well, I played sports. I was in music. Speaking of life, I'm 47 years old today, but I still love merch. We talked to you
Right.
about something that we're going to get to in this episode is a big surprise we've got for our CEO, because it was surprising that I was just like, we're going to get this done because there's something that you guys do that I love that we didn't see a lot of other people doing. And I will tell you, we would have been doing it with someone else by now on accident. And we would have been like, man, we just missed you. But you don't have a minimum order.
Mm-mm.
That to me that's great. Talk to me about that, because most business owners would say yes, but I need to protect my business too. So I got to have at least 50 or 20. You made a decision not to.
I think the techniques and the technology has evolved enough where we're not just screen printing. We brought in-house a direct-to-film printer.
Yeah.
So we can do those one items, a custom order. They can design it online themselves, but we can print it just one at a time.
Yeah.
Again, it's that technology that has evolved, and we were able to bring it in-house and be able to do those short orders, small orders. And
we're also running things all over town too, because another thing that was your van, I was like, I've seen your van around. Between you and Flyboy Donuts, I said, it's just kind of, it felt like you guys were just trading hairs all day. What are you running around in that van all day doing?
We do some deliveries, but just, again, taking it to different events. It's, great to haul things. And again, it's our mobile advertising,
Totally. And we're going to talk about that too, because this is like a thing now. Today is not 10 years ago, 5 years ago. We're really technologically advanced, I guess. QR codes are a big thing. They weren't 10 years ago when everybody said they would, but right now it seems like at scale, people are taking pictures and now going into a website. We talked to you about that. Is this something you're seeing more and more people ask for, sort of like, I want my business to be scanned, not just seen. I want people to be able to explore more of who I am?
It is, because your advertisement is so small.
Right.
Your QR code sends them to all the information that they need for your business.
I love that, because you can have like the bulleted message here, like your mission statement, and then for more info without saying it, it draws them in with curiosity, right?
It does. A lot of the print advertising, you scan through, you read it for a second or two, and that's it. But your QR code,
Yeah.
I have all my tabs open in my phone, and so you can go back and do some more research or read up when you have time.
The power of brand on a shirt is similar to me the power of a brand on a billboard, except the billboard's in one place where you want a certain amount of traffic to go by. T-shirts can work because you're going out in public. Companies, what is the modern company's view of merchandise when they think of, we've got to get every new employee a new shirt, we've got to get them this or that, or here's their welcome kit. What are you seeing from a trend standpoint that you've actually adopted, or things that you love doing in the market here in Sioux Falls?
I think a lot of the businesses that we work with, they know if they've got a new employee, we can get them a shirt in a day or two. So by the time they're onboarding them, they can have merch and look just like the rest of the team.
That's important.
It is. I mean, you want them to get a first good impression. Well, feel like you're part of a team, that's a pretty good impression.
I suppose no personalization on the company stuff yet, but
No.
that's less for expressing your style. I think it'd be cool though if a company gave their employee the chance to do that and the other shirt, right?
And we do have some stores, we do a lot of web stores for the businesses. They have a variety of options out there. Yes, it's all branded with their logo, but yet they may choose a different style than their desk mate or their other teammate.
I'm going to list off some items here, and then we're going to get to Melissa because she's the fun one today. And I want you to say, if you have it or not, and there's no right answer or wrong answer. I'm just going to try and see some brands that people, when I think about printing on, call it the IT guy, Todd, the zip-up Patagonia or North Face vest. Do you guys carry those?
We have North Face, or we can get some North Face.
Cool.
Patagonia, no.
Got it. What about Carhartt, a very famous brand?
Carhartt, absolutely.
People
We
love
work with a
Carhartt.
lot of construction workers, a lot of, more of the trades, but yes, you
Yeah.
need your Carhartt to keep warm.
I see a lot of Carhartt on. I love the idea of personalizing it, though. I guess I've not thought of those two things together. That's really
We
cool.
do most of the Carhartt with branded merch, like the companies.
Yeah, got
Yeah,
it. Is
especially-
that more for like construction companies,
Yep.
burly men, real men?
Some women,
Yeah,
some
I love
women,
that.
women.
Thanks for correcting
Yes.
me. Thanks for calling that out. Truly, I think, and that's the thing is like, there's probably no one trend that doesn't cross a little bit across kind of the sexes. I mean, you got hoodies here. I mentioned like the really soft shirt. Melissa's gonna be able to go around that shirt that I love, like the inside out sweater that's like really, really soft. You can customize those. The men's shirts that are a little bit longer, more fashionable with more the, I guess, U cut up. You have
yeah.
those.
Oh, absolutely.
Another brand I guess I'm thinking of is, what about Hanes? Just kidding. Where do you get your material from? That's my last question, because I always want to know, like, where are you getting the blank slate from before you're putting the logo on?
We have industry suppliers that carry a lot of the Nikes, the Under Armours, a lot of the sports apparels, the Adidas. They've got lines from those brand names,
Yeah.
And of course all the the Bellas are a huge hit.
Yeah.
They're the super soft T-shirts, the super soft sweatshirts that you never want to take off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But yeah, we've got two main suppliers, but we've got a variety of other ones too that have top quality products, and that's what we look for is not just the name brands, but is it something that's going to, number one, last, but then if the garment lasts, then you want the print or the embroidery to last, and that is part of the process.
Some of my favorite shirts though are the ones that were like faded out over time. It just looks older and,
Oh, yeah.
and more vintage.
Oh yeah.
Okay, truly the last question, shoes. I love customized shoes. And Melissa and I talked about getting Spotlight shoes, and you're like, no problem. We do that too. Of course you do.
We can print on pretty much any fabric. We've
Yeah.
printed on leather. We've printed on boxing gloves. Was a strange one. I'm like, okay.
Coming at you.
They were more for display, not for actual use.
Okay.
But anyway.
Very cool.
But yeah, we did, sponsored logos on boxing gloves. So
Yeah.
it's soccer balls. We've done soccer balls.
Wild.
It's just amazing, some of those different things that you don't think about.
Yeah, that's so cool.
All right, Roxie, I'm excited. Now we get to do the fun stuff. We get to look at all the cool things. So I couldn't help but notice, a lot of times when you buy stuff online, it comes and you don't have a lot to pick from. You can't touch it or feel it, so you don't really know. It'll say soft, but you get it in the mail and it's not super soft. So what's cool here is you can actually probably come to the store and pick out the actual items that you want printed, right? I'm assuming?
Absolutely. You can pick out whether you want the old school 50-50 t-shirt or if you want a super soft blend of Bellas and something that you don't ever want to take off.
So the old school 50-50, does that mean it's cool again? Sometimes,
It kind of, we still have those that, they insist on getting, what you had 20, 30 years ago.
Okay.
They insist on it and we still carry it.
Okay.
Not a problem. We'll still print on it.
Yeah.
It's just there's other options out there.
Yeah, I love that. Well, you have some really cool, we grabbed a few things to show off, like some of these like big flowy boxy things are nice. These are super soft
A little more
too.
fashion oriented versus
Yeah.
just the basic
The
t-shirt.
traditional. So show us a few things that you've got here, some of the hot sellers for the summer, what kids are.
Tank tops,
Yeah, of
baseball
course.
sis, they've got to, they got to sport the look too.
And what's cool about this, it's got like a little shirring or something in the back. Is that what we call this? All right, look, I got one right. I like it.
There we go.
What else do you have here?
Sweatshirts, hoodies with little slits on the side because we all like that little slit on the side for
just
us.
a little bit of detail.
Another one, a little longer.
Yeah, this
Very
one's
super
longer in the
comfortable.
back, so it's kind of that bigger style all the kids seem to like, and some of us adults too, that
yeah.
maybe, the tight things aren't as
Appealing.
appealing. And that's a nice way to put it. Maybe not quite as,
Like a little looser fit.
a little looser fit. Yes, for those of us that like that. That's really great. That's a cool one. I like that. And then you've got some cool hats too, I saw.
Oh, yeah.
So a nice little soccer mom hat, and it's adjustable in the back.
The biggest thing is to do things on the left panel versus just
Okay.
in the center.
Oh, so it's off center. I didn't even see that. I like that.
off-centered. Oh yeah, absolutely. We've had just did a shirt this week that had a logo on the left hip.
Okay.
Not on the left like you normally would see, but on the hip. So
Okay.
something different, a little unique.
Change it up a little bit.
Unique placement.
So, and then, okay, go Tigers. You got, this
we
one's
go.
got that rough sort of like worn, used look here.
Yeah, that one's embroidered. This one's printed, so we can do either.
Okay. Okay.
Something different.
I like that. And then I even saw like some of your other styles here too that are kind of cool. I liked, this is like the very flat top. I've got a hairpin thing in here now, but like, how do I look cool now? Do my kids think I'm cool?
Maybe.
She's not sold. Okay. And then you
never think their parents are cool.
That's true. No matter what I do, they're just like, yeah, whatever. You're whatever, mom. But this one's kind of cool too. It's got like more of a fabric feel and then mesh in the back. Really cool. And you can kind of do whatever, sounds like whatever you want with these.
If you want to embroider, if you want to print, kind of depends on what we're putting on it.
So how wild can I get? Like, can I just like cover this with wild stuff?
You can.
Okay. Not recommended. Is that what I'm hearing? I might be a little extra for Roxie, but yeah.
But I mean, we've done different things on the side, on the mesh, which is kind of something
Okay.
different that we've started seeing, whether it's a number or just, adding on to a branded, little tagline or something for your business.
Yeah. Okay.
Kind of fun.
I like that. So you can, on the bill too?
We've done on the bill.
Okay.
Yeah, do something on the top and then something on the bill, something underneath if you want to. I mean,
Oh, that's a cool idea too,
any
underneath.
surface can pretty much be embellished at some point of some way.
So what struck me was you can work on surfaces that even aren't flat. Like you mentioned soccer balls and stuff, which I
Right.
hadn't thought about that. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's challenging, a little more challenging. We're not, running a huge production of them.
Sure.
But if you needed a couple of pieces for a promotional item or some, giveaway,
Yeah,
it's kind of fun.
I love that. So you've got everything from jogging pants and shorts and shirts and sweatshirts and tank top, like pretty much everything, even stuff like I loved this. Stuff for your pets, your little four-legged friends.
Still a friend.
This must be a little tiny four-legged friend.
That would be my little ones.
So this is this is your model right here.
There we go. That's,
Okay.
kind of says my dog, can't hold his liquor. Oh my gosh. Little dating help if you need it.
Okay, so if you need to advertise, maybe Tinder isn't working for you, go buy a dog, and then you can put this on it
There
and
we
walk
go.
around the dog park. I like that.
We just finished a birthday shirt for
Okay.
a gentleman. It was a high school photo from probably the 80s, I want to say.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm not really sure. I think he got one eventually. But yeah, his whole gang of friends got a
love it.
shirt with his 80s senior picture on without
That's
a shirt.
amazing.
So it was kind of funny. I'm like, okay.
I love that. I have seen, Steve has a friend who every year he takes a picture of him and his dad. And then it's a picture. Then he takes the picture of him and the picture of his dad, and then puts that on another one. So the shirt actually has like zooming in every year a new image of
cool.
he and his dad. It's really creative and really funny.
Yeah.
So all kinds of things, whatever you can dream up, sounds like you can do it, and you can get it on something super soft or old school 50-50.
But whatever you want.
I like that. Can you tell me a little bit about how did you get into this? Like the merch business is not something that I would imagine you in 5th grade were like, I want to own a store called Yours on the Spot. Maybe you did.
Well,
I don't know.
Kind of by accident. After I got married and wanted to stay home with the kids, I started doing bridal alterations.
Okay.
So kind of strange. And then had a shop in the house and had a wall and decided to add on like bridal tees, like flower girl tees and, kind of outfit. So it just kind of started from there. And then, PTA came along and they're like, well, do you want to do t-shirts for the, for the kids? I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, ooh, this is kind of fun.
That's cool.
So yeah, I've always been creative. This is my outlet and just has started from weird places, but I love it.
So it came from something that you were originally doing and just sort of blossomed from there into this. This is amazing. Wow, congratulations. Well, I do want to make sure we get a chance to look around your store and actually see in like kind of behind the scenes what you do. So let's hit that next. But I appreciate that. I love that you guys offer the ability to design your own. It sounds like you can go to your website and there's some artwork there that you can use if you don't have anything in mind.
There's a designer there. I know a lot of people are on Canva.
Yeah.
You can send us, share that design with us from Canva, and we can print
Yeah.
from there. So it's a lot of opportunities.
Really fun. I love it. Okay, let's check out the store.
All right.
So you're going to show us how you make a shirt, how easy it is to make a shirt.
How easy and quick. Once we've got the designs all printed out,
Ooh.
to put them actually on a shirt,
Okay.
literally takes moments.
So you could do, if you're a small company and maybe you want to make some shirts for the Christmas party, even if it's like 6 people, call you up and you can make it happen.
We can make it happen.
I love that. Okay.
We're
ready
counting down.
ready for my waffle. This is like a fancy iron, it looks like.
It pretty much is. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hot and
Hot and ready to go. All right. So big QR code goes on the back so
Where did
anybody
you
can scan you as you go walking by. I
that
like
is
it. So how many of these would you do a day? Like how many t-shirts could you do in a day?
We've done thousands in a day.
Thousands.
Oh yeah.
With these machines?
Yep. Depends. Yeah. Depends on how many people we've got working.
Oh,
but,
wow.
Oh yeah.
Just cranking them out.
Cranking them out.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah. So I think I didn't do the right amount.
So
yeah.
if I need a really big order, I can come here and you can crank out a few thousand pretty quickly. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you doing here now? Is this like a piece of parchment paper?
We've done. You can do different textures on here. Sometimes
Okay.
we'll do actually sandpaper.
Oh,
you get
okay.
kind of a different texture to it. This
Yeah.
is just canvas.
Okay.
It just gives it a different feel to it than if we didn't do it.
Okay. Does it help
kind
it
of-
stay longer?
It does help it stay longer. It's ink, and so of course, the more the ink is in the fibers, the longer it lasts.
So I can throw these in the washer dryer. I don't have to worry about it
Nope.
getting ruined or bleeding all over.
Nope. You have
Okay.
a finished shirt.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
You have branded
Oh,
shirts.
I love it. Our own Spotlight Sioux Falls.
Right?
This is great. This might be this is about what the kids are wearing these days.
Right.
So I need some
Extra room.
cool
And
extra XL jogging pants to go with it and some Nike Dunks and I'm ready to go.
there you go.
Okay, I love it. This is so cool. So, where does this take us? I guess we'll have to find out.
You'll have to find out. You'll have
Okay.
to scan it.
Sounds good. Thank you. This is amazing. And in about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, yours on the spot and tee. We are obviously fully glowed up. We have new merchandise that we did not have when we were here. And Melissa, you got a different color than me. What's going on over there? I like
Yeah, I feel like we leveled up today.
We've got
some merch. We're like
Okay.
a legit thing.
like in
You
two
are.
different
You
styles
are.
in one day. This is so
Right?
Very cool. Yeah, within seconds of each other. We got two different styles. I love it.
Yep.
So Roxie, where can people find you if they want to come to your store or go to your website? Tell us how to get a hold of you.
You can visit us at our retail store. We are just off the T exit off of I-29. Very easily accessed from anywhere in Sioux Falls or in the region. You can look on our website at yoursinthespot.com. There's a lot of different web stores on there, as well as our stuff that is very exclusive, some different designs that we've done.
Nice.
Or you can just give us a call.
I love it. You can walk right in, check out all the cool stuff they have, look on their website to see if there's something that resonates with you and design away. I love it. Thanks so
Yes.
much for having us today.
Well, thank you.
Such a pleasure to be
Thanks,
here, and
Roxy.
thanks for these
Thank
rad
you.
shirts. I love it.
And guess what, guys?
Oh.
Due to these shirts that she made us, if you want to know where to find us, which is where we can redirect you to find her episode,
We
just
have
go
this
here.
nice little subtle QR code on the back that you can scan
I don't know if
and
you can see the QR code or
Find
not, but you
us.
should scan it. Check us out. Thanks, Roxy.
There you go. Thank you.
This episode of Spotlight Sioux Falls is sponsored by Magnetic. We help businesses grow through content that stands out and software that scales your conversations. Not sure how to build your pipeline? You can find us at magnetic.services. Magnetic.services, your pipeline will thank you.
Thanks for listening to Spotlight Sioux Falls.
These are the stories and the businesses that shape our city. If you heard something today that made you smile, made you think, or maybe reminded you of someone you know in your neighborhood, please share it.
That's how we support local. That's how we grow. And if you know a business owner we should feature, or you want to tell your story, reach out.
Until next time, we're Steve and Melissa, and this is Spotlight Sioux Falls, where local stories get the stage they deserve.